Well, this is John Black, Super Chemist. It's part 2 of our Grignard reaction. We're making sodium propanoate. In the last video, I was putting some hydrochloric acid, a third of a mole, into my uh, product, the stuff that I made, um, to quench it. And when I did that, I wasn't thinking it's going to produce hydrogen. The hydrogen tries to escape and it takes some of the HCl with you, so I'm getting sprayed with that. So what I'm going to do is take this over to where the fume hood is at. Because of the ventilation and all that, the fans, it's hard to hear me. You might have to turn the volume up. So I'm basically starting out adding, because I still have more of that hydrochloric acid I need to add, that third of a mole. So I'm still adding that. As you remember in the last video, everything was a solid. Once I added that and swirled it around a little bit, I poked it with a glass rod and it basically came all apart. So, it was no big deal about it being a solid. Alright, so putting that in helps because look, it's nice and liquidy now, although I got a big chunk on the side here. I'm going to pour it into this right now. Yeah, it was producing a lot of hydrogen because the metal. I wasn't even thinking of that. So here, I'll put some more of this, the last of that third of a mole. Oh, crap. Look. Got the ice bath to cool it down. Now this next third of a mole of HCl is for the crap that's in here. You can see metal, right? Other crap in there that that the HCl will degrade. Keep in mind this does make hydrogen, so. Alright, I'm going to add the rest of this off camera, and then I'll get back with you. I'm going to pour this in. It's done reacting. I'll put it through this set funnel. I don't want to drop it here, but I got a thingy here. See my hand pump? Alright, now remember that last mole of HCl? I'm going to wash this. I'm going to pour a little bit in here to wash that metal out, right, the funnel. Just a little. Whoa. And I'm going to dump just a little bit of water. Yeah, I'm gonna put it back into here. And use some of that HCl to clean this out. You can see it's clear. Alright, I'm gonna put this on a stir bar. I mean a stir, magnetic stir, put a stir bar in there. And I got 75, 76 grams of salt, something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. Alright. I'll stir that for a while. So after stirring for about an hour, I let it sit for about a half hour. I'll pour most of it into this SEP funnel. I don't know if you can see it, but here's the line. I'm gonna put some water in here because I didn't get all the liquid out. You can see there's a bunch of I'm gonna let that stir for about 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna dump it in here too. It's been sitting there not stirring for like 20 minutes. Put it in here with this. Now I'm gonna add about 20 milliliters, shake it, and let it sit. Always remember to vent in between shakes. That's about 17 milliliters. Let that sit for a while. You can see I dumped some salt in there. It's been about 20 minutes. I'm going to drain this bottom layer out. I don't know if it'll go though with that salt there. There we go. Now these are there I'm going to save. I'm going to put the water layer back in there. And I'm going to put 20 more milliliters of, give or take, of diethyl ether. That's 20 milliliters exactly. Going to shake it, make sure I vent. We'll let it sit for about 20 minutes and repeat that. So again, I'm going to drain the water out. Okay, now basically what we're doing here, right? You got a polar solvent, the water, and you got a non-polar or slightly polar, so slight that you can call it non-polar, diethyl ether, okay? So we have the propionic acid right now. That's soluble in both water and the diethyl ether. So we threw some salt in there, right? And the salt made the push the propionic acid into the ether better. You know what I mean? That's why we put the salt in. Okay. So now we got it in the. We keep putting in this ether to get some of it out because it is soluble in the water a little bit. You know what I mean? We're going to put a couple, a bunch of small samples of diethyl ether in there. It'll suck all the non-polar stuff out. Okay, but that also includes like ethyl bromide that didn't react. You know what I mean? And other impurities that you made. But think about it, right? All the polar stuff is going to be stuck in this water when we're done. So all we'll have left is this polar stuff that's in the diethyl ether, right? We got rid of all the, most of the polar stuff, and we'll just be stuck with all the non-polar stuff. Once again, we're going to save our ether. Cellophane it up and put the water back in. Put another 20 milliliters of diethyl ether in there, give or take. That's like 22 milliliters. And shaking, always bent. And we'll let that sit for another 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Okay, we're going to do it again one last time, only because I ran out of ether. Now, top layer is our ether, so we're going to put it with our stock button patch here. And we're going to put our water layer back in. And the last of the, I don't know how much that is, probably like 20 milliliters, close to it. Shake it, make sure to vent. Alright, now I'm going to let it sit there again for another, actually I've been watching a half-hour programs in between this, so I've been leaving these sit for a half hour. Don't miss part 3. You all have a great day, and always remember, science is great.